duty, integrity, and excellence. Protect us all, even in the field. And Father, Lord, we pray that may you call this conference come a turning point that brings innovation, improvement, and constructive partnership. May everything we do today glorify your name and serve the good of our country. Lord, we commit this gathering unto your hand. Take full control. Lead us from the beginning to the end. Through glory, our Lord, have we prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Shall we give it up for the Chaplain General for such a wonderful prayer? At least it sets the ball rolling for the program to continue. Before we introduce the members of the high table to the house, I would like the regimental band to give us a nice tune. Thank you, Regimental Band, for such a wonderful tune. We are honored this morning to have in our midst our special guest of honor representing the Minister for the Interior in the person of Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Telabi, MP for Lower Manya constituency. Shall we give it up for him, please? Honorable, you are welcome. We are also honored to have our own distinguished Fire Service Council Chairman in the person of Nana Ofori Ahenkan II. Shall we give it up for Council Chairman? We are also honored to have in our midst the number one branch woman of the Ghana National Fire Service. During her tenure, a lot of improvements and initiatives have been taken as far as safeguarding public safety in this country. Notable initiatives include market patrols, the full implementation of the automated fire permit and certificates system, improved visibility, and then intensified public fire safety campaigns. And as a result, millions of Ghana cedis have been saved from fire ruins. It is my singular honor to introduce to the House our can-do woman, Obatampa, Yasantua of the moment, in the person of Acting Chief Fire Officer Daniela Mausi Into Sapon. Shall we welcome the #1 branch woman? Madam, you are welcome. We are also very honored to have very distinguished individuals on the high table. I would want to pause here and ask the regimental band to give me a nice tune so that I can properly acknowledge their presence. Shall we give it up for ourselves for making time to come? Thank you so much. regimental band for keeping us company. We appreciate your tunes. Permit me to introduce the chairman or the chairperson for this occasion. She is the person of Madame Swelina Juan. She is the chairperson of the Glass Palace Limited. And Madame has been in charge of BG Home Furnishing Limited and remains focused on innovation, growth, and building a company that sets new standards and service quality. Without much ado, and with a very resounding clap, I present to you our chairperson, Madame Swelina Juan. I understand that our chairperson is yet to join us. So we would continue with the program. We shall now invite the number 1 branch woman. For an occasion like this, you need none other than the host to give us her welcome address. Shall we welcome her with a round of applause? We want to reiterate the fact that we shall acknowledge every esteemed invited guest as the program goes on. Thank you for your patience.
Our guest of honor, the Honorable Deputy Minister of the Interior, Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Tailabi, who also doubles as a Member of Parliament for the good people of Manya Krobo. The Fire Service Council Chairman, Nana Ofori Ahinkan II, members of the Fire Service Council, directors and regional commanders, invited guests, officers and men of other security services, various stakeholders present, friends of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 3rd Fire Conference. On behalf of management and staff of the Ghana National Fire Service, I wish to express our deepest appreciation to the Honorable Minister for the Interior for his unwavering support, as well as his deputy, who have always supported us. To all stakeholders gathered here for honoring our invitation, for your continued participation, support, and commitment to building a safer Ghana. The theme for this year's Fire Conference is Resourcing the Ghana National Fire Service, the role of stakeholders. This year's theme captures the essence of our collective responsibility, one that calls for collaboration, investment, and of industries, technological advancements, and various climate factors have all contributed to a novel risk that demands new approaches. To meet the existence of a field as dynamic as firefighting and rescue, the Ghana National Fire Service must be adequately resourced, not only in logistics and equipment, but also in training, research, digital innovation, and stakeholders' collaboration. Over the past few years, even in the midst of logistical and funding challenges, we have made commendable progress in the reduction of fire incidents, prompt response to emergencies, and saving of countless lives and properties worth millions of cedis in Ghana. This has been achieved through a targeted, multi-phased approach to public fire safety education at various public gatherings, the establishment of the Fire Service TV, and leveraging on social media. To tackle the menace of the perennial market fires, market preventing squads, which comprised of fire officers and fire assistants employed under the Youth Employment Agency program, have been formed in various to ensure constant education and patrolling in the fire-prone market areas. Mr. Chair, to ensure digitalization, the service will soon roll out a complete digitalization of fire safety certification and inspection process. Despite all these achievements, we must acknowledge the challenges that hinder our ability to fully deliver on our mandate. A significant proportion of our fire tenders are obsolete, with an average age of 15 years. Every fire officer was therefore filled with joy upon the announcement by the government, and particularly the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has plans to procure 100 fire tenders and other extrication equipment during the reading of the national budget for the 2026 fiscal year at Parliament by His Honorable Minister of Finance. Nonetheless, about 80 districts still lack fully and functional, compelling existing fire stations to cover large jurisdictions with limited capacity. Additionally, there is a growing need for specialized training in emerging areas like industrial fires, management, marine fire, disaster coordination, forensic investigation, and fire safety engineering. These challenges cannot be addressed by government funding alone. They require a sustainable and well-coordinated partnership with all stakeholders. The private sector can play a vital role through partnership to help bridge resource gaps by constructing and adapting fire stations, providing equipment, sponsoring training, and supporting community safety initiatives through corporate social responsibility. The media can contribute by promoting fire safety education, advocating for process, and encouraging public compliance with safety regulations. The citizenry can also support in achieving our objectives of preventing and managing undesired fires and other related incidents by adhering to the fire safety protocols and rules, promptly responding incidents, and engaging in volunteer programs to enhance community preparedness. Meanwhile, development partners and donors agencies have a role to play by strengthening operational capacity, by providing technical assistance, specialized equipment, and training support. When we work together to resource the Ghana National Fire Service, we build a nation where every home, school, workplace, and public space is fire safe, where our firefighters are equipped, motivated, and respected, and where the service stands as a model of excellence across Africa. Also, we protect investment and secure the future of generations to come. As we deliberate over the next 2 days, let us remember that safety is a shared responsibility for all. When we resource the Ghana National Fire Service, we resource national resilience. We protect our people, our economy, our environment, and our collective future. To conclude, I wish to extend my deepest appreciation to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for his immense and much needed support to the service, as portrayed in government's promise of a complete retooling of the Ghana National Fire Service with essential government equipment comprising fire tenders and other extrication tools. I also wish to use this platform to thank the Honorable Minister for the Interior, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, and his able Deputy Minister, Honorable Ebenezer Okulete Tailabi, whose support and leadership continue to inspire our service. To all stakeholders present, thank you for your participation and support in our mission. Thank you, and may God bless us all. Thank you.
Oh, I believe we can do it better. That's the Acting Chief Fire Officer, Daniela Mausi Into, giving us the welcome address. One key takeaway that I got from her speech was that when we all come together to resource the Ghana National Fire Service, it goes a long way to safeguard our lives and that of our property. I believe she deserves another round of applause. Thank you so much. Before we invite Nana Kwame Adasa to give us a poetry recital, permit me to introduce some of our distinguished invited guests. We have in our midst the Director General for NACOC, the person of Brigadier General Maxwell Obuba Mante. Sir, you are welcome. We are also honored to be joined by some members of the Fire Service Council in the person of Reverend Enoch Boedu Zanu. Rev, thank you for your presence. We also have the Junior Officers Rep, Station Officer 1, Idrisu Al-Hassan, with us. We are also honored to also have the ex-official member of the Ghana National Fire Service Council in the person of DCFO Mark Bracon Apia Jr. Thank you so much. A while ago, the chairperson of this event joined us, and we are honored to have the presence of our chairperson and the wife. Shall we give it up for them, please? We shall now have a poetry recital from Nana Kwame Adasa.
Akomo, brekomo, akomo, brekomo, sasa breko na puna mope.
Ago.
Akomo,
Ago.
akomo, brekomo, sasa breko na puna mope.
Sad reaction. I'm ready. Many seminar person in a moche. And you want one sample for say your former head and I'm going to bet you. Timber means someone did check. Did you come and champion for me in a machine one? Besa me de me nsem bi nkyerɛkyerɛ. Ubi bi sa sa branche da bro de teacher kyerɛ da bi. Nanso me nsem no me de kyerɛkyerɛ wi obi hu sɛ timi sɛ mama wa kwankyerɛ. Me be ka asem bi. Na nan we de manimu a. Mama me nka ma asem bi. Asoma me kan me wo fa ne kan ye nam de ye mfa ton de akyerɛkyerɛ nsem bi sɛ ne me ma me kan ye. Na mo na mo ka mo asem sɛ obra ne ye ko. Enti eduru ba bi me wo fa gya ko. Ne bo odi kan na yo ba de ne to no ma me nya ko. Nya ko so be nyini yo ko wale ye wo se player bi de jeri aka me nko. Omanyo nko fa nti na da bia omo na mo anko na nti na omo nko. Omo ni nyonko. Okọ mo ntọkọ na se mu adia no mo frɛ bedi ako na nka mo de anka mo nko nya ko so adanfo kɔfa no so de kofinti ɛja kofinti onya wale ye nti na da bia wo so ne tinti ɛja kofinti kɔ wale ye nti desi ano ne yira kɔ winti da bia ne su nyina me mani nti ɛja kofinti wo so me mani nti ama apanyini ɛtara bi kura no a onye sika kura nyini ti na suprementi de bia be hu aja kofinti wo sɔre anopa no okura cab no twati ne yire hu na wo sɛ ahwɛ de ɔkyerɛ na ahwɛ ne ti na so aja kofinti asumi mani nti ama ne baba akɔ yɛfrɛ ne samonti papa na no okɔ school yɛsɛ onko di sika meti akanti sada no so na obi adawro ma wo yi ofa kofinti ne ti amra mo ofa kofinti pagya ne ti tu na ne a hu sɛ ne ba samonti ɛtwe ne ti onyihim ne ti ana hu se se sikanti se yese ya pamo ne so maji sikanko ti akanti samuanti beto ne papa kofinti ayeyi ne ti na ne papa ka kyerɛ sɛ abrante se wini na du babi na ni sika utiti se ganti na se wa nyi twɔ mo ne so etara bia ba ewia manti me ka ko si sɛ ya ye nyina ye butai ba konti akanya sanka ya yen condition mu fa eche muti yeti me ma me aka nsem bebre yesi odumja entresa wo de ansroja wo nsroja ono bo ye hia no ma na no obi fra ye fira kuapem ye de yeti pempem ye kopem ye oduro na eja na ahye kra ma na kopem ye hia befo enye se be ye aduma ne ye pese ye fofofo da bi ye nso ye munye nhyamrofo Esi abibia ba bia ya abefo nti se yenhia abefo na se yempo yenya obi a wode god na ode na ho oden be na asam ne dendenden a obenyini kakrakra so onya ho oden timamufo ye wo no de e wo so obi de buapa ye madamfo bia frɛ ne kodani na na okɔ bibia ni wo no ahyeda pa one nadamfo manso nti wodi da kɔto Mr. Anim ni gam owi o sanfo odum ja se ye mo ye ho oden na hwɛ nya ya they say bibia ye bia ne ya abefo nti ono bo say ye nya abefo be say ne aduma na atimi aya ma na ye fofofo aduma ne so nya den opa obisa owura gode na say mom say abane ka so betie na so be ma ya kade ne no ma de a say ne betima ya aduma no eno na nchen ya ye aduma nso ade be ma ya ni ade a ye betimi di akoma pa aya de pama fe yete ba bi kura mo Ghana fo betima pampa me yeti ada te se pampa ye hia de pa enye sa na se ye aduma no ana anya akoma pa ye nyini nkura ndu ba bia bo se ye pampa mu apa enti abama ye aduma ne no mapa na ye de ya de pa no na ye nso ye aduma nso ye hia de pa de ahye boto ma me aya de pa ana ma me asoma me ka nyampa eno na nchen fire service for ade ba kwa yetimfo say ye ne de boa ye ho ne say ye hu ade ye mfa ye ni hwe ne nka ye wa kuma pa send na ye why dey aduma empo ye tenders aye dey dum oja nyina no ye dodo send ye wona oman mu neso ye te ada Ye ja bibia akoma aban. Wo mo mo nsam wo bia mo wo sika mo betumi aboa ma ye nso yetumi anya no ma ni nyina nso ye nso ya sede ne sei. Ye se wo nso mo nso ene nipa. Enti aban ye na afam de no. Na wo no mo nso wotuma mu fo mo nsam sa wo bi so ye nso ye bibi en famwa. Kofem sa mpanyine se sa okoto se eja da wo nyonko abodi mu a. Na nso wasenso de asi udi ho. Eti anyonko ana ase eti aduom. Na se nyina ye kan bom nyina tim be ya de baako. Se ne oja kofinti ka se wuni sika titi se dwanti nyina ye obota baako nti no. Se nyina du sa pompon so a. Mwogide se Ghana Fire Service. Ebe ka behwe. Ye nte kura se babi kura de eja, babi ishija, enti ye ntom nika nkodum ja. Eba sa no a eja nsuro ja. O nsuro ja. Na ono kura da bia woda ne makura behu na abo no abo ni din aka se o ma eja. Men kasa nche, men se mo atena se ache. Ma bankan fa sa so ma me fa ni de ma ni me ne na me ne gama nche. Ono ni se ne de hye ne me fom kura ye de nya me beche. Na so etre nya nti ye de nya ye beso ache. Na so me ba me hu se opanyi bia so hyeche. Me di ne na na kwa me adasa. Wo hu me bi mu a bia.
I believe Nana Kwame Adasa deserves another piao of an applause. Thank you so much, Nana Kwame, for the perspective that you have given us. We are also honored to have the presence of Nana Amponsa Edujemfi, Chidomhene of Asen Achiase, representing Asa Ventures, which is based in Italy. Nana Yamawakwaba. Thank you so much. We are also honored with the presence of Madame Doreen Kobner, who is the Nana Hema in Holland or Netherlands. She is an entrepreneur and wife of Mr. Tutek Johan. Forgive me if I've butchered the name. And the fire advisor to the European Union. Shall we welcome Nana Hema? She came all the way from Holland to be part of this event. So permit me once more to invite our distinguished council chairman to give us a statement. Shall we welcome him with a round of applause?
Honorable Minister for the Interior, Honorable Deputy Minister for the Interior, representatives of our security services, our development partners, esteemed panelists, Professor Bernard Akwa Oben, Professor Ronald Adamte, Dr. Nana Ajima Frempong, DFO, DCFO Kwame Kwarteng retired, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chief Fire Officer, senior officers and firefighters of the Ghana National Fire Service, friends of the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my singular honor, on behalf of the Governing Council of the Ghana National Fire Service, to welcome you to this third fire conference, a gathering that has, over the years, become the premier national platform for deep reflections, knowledge exchange, and strategic collaboration on the fire safety and emergency management in Ghana. Allow me to express our profound appreciation to the Chief Fire Officer, Madam Daniela Maushi Nto Sapon, and her team, and all the stakeholders who have worked tirelessly to make this year's conference not only possible, but purposeful. The theme for the conference, resourcing the Ghana National Fire Service for effective service delivery. The role of stakeholders is not only timely, but critical. It speaks to a fundamental truth. No fire service in the world succeeds without broad strategic and sustained support from the ecosystem in which it operates. This includes government, private industry, regulatory institutions, community leaders, development partners, and indeed, every Ghanaian citizen. Ghana today is experiencing rising domestic fire due to largely to neglect and outdated infrastructure. Increasing industrial and commercial risks as our economy expands, traffic collisions, and road-related emergencies at alarming rates, and pressure on limited firefighting resources, particularly in the newly created districts. From July to September alone, the service has responded to over 1,134 fire incidents nationwide, in addition to road traffic emergencies. These numbers remind us that the work of the Ghana National Fire Service is not abstract. It is urgent, life-saving, and nation-shaping. And yet, the men and women who risk their lives daily to do so under logistical constraint, limited fire tenders, personal protective equipment deficits, and infrastructure gaps across critical districts. This is the reality, but this conference exists because we are determined to change that reality. Since assuming office, the Fire Service Council has made it a priority to strengthen the governance and strategic leadership of the Ghana National Fire Service, support management to enhance operational capacities, pursue alignment with national policy reforms, including the 24-hour economy, advance the review of the Fire Service Act, Act 537, which has become outdated in relation to modern emergency service needs, and champion a sustainable resource plan anchored on clear establishment figures, modern equipment standards, and strengthen human capital development.
You were baby. Your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you. And you want to know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you. To know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you. And you want to know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you. And you want to know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you. And you want to know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire.
Markets are built. The public to embrace a culture of prevention, report hazards promptly, and practice responsible behavior in homes, markets, and communities. Fire safety is collective national duty. The fire service of tomorrow must be digitalized, intelligence-led, adequate resourced, professionally staffed, and strategically positioned to meet Ghana's rapid evolving risk profile. The future is already taking shape through initiatives such as the automated fire compliance and safety system, expansion of the fire academy and training schools, upgrading the district fire post, and renewed emphasis on research, data, analytics, and proactive prevention. But these efforts need reinforcement. And that is why this conference matters. As we begin today's session, I encourage all participants to engage meaningfully, share practical experience, offer data-driven insight, and build the partnership necessary for long-term for safety transformations. Let this conference be remembered not for speeches, but for solutions. Not for attendance, but for commitment. Not for ceremony, but for impact. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana National Fire Service stands at an important moment in its history, a moment where courage meets responsibilities, and where vision must be matched by resourcing. On behalf of the Council, I assure you that we remain steadfast in supporting the Chief Fire Officer and her team to deliver fire service that protect lives and properties, uphold professionalism, embraces innovations, and command public confidence. With unity of purpose, collaboration, and shared commitment, we can and we will build a safer Ghana. I thank you all sincerely for being here and declare the third fire conference officially open. May God bless Ghana National Fire Service, and may God bless our homeland Ghana. Thank you.
I believe we can do it better for Nana Ofori Ahenkan. I am just learning that our council chair was trained in Canada, so no wonder the accent. Shall we give it up for him once more? The room looks a bit tensed, too formal, so I think I should be able to bring in the Akwaba dance group to give us a wonderful tune. So whilst the Akwaba dance group prepares, permit me to introduce or acknowledge the following personalities. We are honored this morning to be joined by Dr. Ebenezer Tete, Special Advisor to the ASA Ventures company from the UK. Dr. Tete, please, you are welcome. We also have Mr. Labram Issa Idrisu from the Port Fire Safety outfit. He is the Port Fire Safety Manager, representing the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Brigadier General Paul Seidu. Welcome, sir. We are honored for making time to be here. We want to also acknowledge the presence of our revered directors. I believe they are beautifully dressed in their black and white apparel. We are honored to have the number 2 person of the Ghana National Fire Service in the person of Director Logistics, Deputy Chief Fire Officer Heroin Seshe Boache. Madam, you are welcome. We also have Director Technical Services, DCFO Frances Roxon. Madam, you are welcome. We are honored to also have Director Finance in the person of DCFO Mark Bracon Apia. Sir, you are welcome. I hope the Akwaba Dance group is preparing to entertain us. So right after this, please get in before we receive the keynote address from our special guest of honor, Deputy Interior Minister, representing our Honorable Minister for the Interior. We are also honored to have our Director Legal in the person of Deputy Chief Officer James Ohineba Yaokwatin. Sir, you are welcome. We have Director Welfare, Deputy Chief Officer Doris Lamte. Madam, you are welcome. We are honored to also have the Commandant of the Fire Academy and Training School at Jamestown, the premier school of the service, DCFO Gilbert Kluche. Sir, you are welcome. We are also honored to have here our Director Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, the person of DCFO Jennifer Na Yalekwe. Madam, please, you are welcome. We are honored to also have the Commanding Officer of National Headquarters in the person of DCFO Jerry Hardin Bruce. Sir, you are welcome. We are honored to also have the Commandant of the Fire Service College at Akwadum near Chebi, DCFO James Christian Clote Ankra. Sir, you are welcome. We are blessed to also have our Director of Operations in the person of DCFO Roberta Agri Gansen. Madam, you are welcome. Director Research ICT DCFO Henry Fatai Giwa. Sir, you are welcome. Director Human Resource DCFO Emmanuel Inkum. Sir, we are honored for your presence. And we have Director Special Duties and Provost Marshal DCFO Harriet Anyele Nunu. Madam, you are welcome. We have Director Investigations and Forensic DCFO John Amalai Amate. Sir, you are welcome. We have Director Fire Safety in the person of DCFO Lily Ashon Robertson. And then we have the Acting Director Admin ACFO 1 Gloria Phyllis Akwe. You are welcome, our directors. Permit me to also introduce our distinguished guest who will be delivering some presentation. If you look at my extreme left, you would see Professor Bernard Akwa Obeng. He's here with us. We are also honored to have DCFO Kwame Kwatin also here with us. Then we have Professor Roland Adamte also with us. As time goes on, we'll introduce the rest of our invited guests to you. Akwaba. Yes. Let's hear from you. I believe we can do it better for the Akwaba dance group for such wonderful display of our culture and our tradition. We are grateful for lightening up the room. Please permit me to acknowledge the following persons before we reintroduce our co-chairs. Hannah Esilfi Frimpong, representing National Insurance Commission, Head, Intermediaries and Branch Supervision. Madam, you are welcome. We also have Mr. Duncan Amwa, Executive Secretary, Chamber of Petroleum Commission, Ghana. Sir, you are welcome. We are also honored with the presence of our various regional fire commanders, right from Upper East to the Volta region. We have ACFO2 Freeman Tete, Volta Regional Commander, ACFO2 Isaac Sego, Volta Upper East Regional Commander. We have DO2 Al-Hassan Abubakari, Acting RFO Savannah Region. We have ACFO1 Timothy Osafo Efum, RFO Eastern Region. We also have ACFO1 Philip Amano Kujo, Western North Regional Fire Commander. We also have ACFO2 Michael Lawrence Adom, who is the Commandant for Fire Academy and Training School Duyayao in Kwanta. We also have ACFO2 Rashid Kwame Nisao, Greater Accra Regional Commander, ACFO2 Merinda Mary Atiga Mensa, Central Regional Commander. We also have ACFO2 Naomi Ofori Adubia, Bono East Regional Fire Commander. We have ACFO2 Peter Tete, Ashanti Regional Commander, ACFO2 David Ansa Dako, Western Regional Fire Commander, ACFO2 Joseph Kuranting, Regional Fire Commander, Northern Region. Then we have ACFO2 Patrick Nani Salah, Tema Regional Fire Commander. Then we have ACFO2 Isaac Kofi Obosu, Upper West Regional Commander. Then we have ACFO2 Richard Sego, Upper East Regional Commander. Then DO2 Francis Agbavito, Acting OT Regional Commander. Then we have DO1 Ebenezer Amega, also acting as the Northeast Regional Commander. We have ACFO2 Emmanuel Adoboa, Fire Academy and Training School at Wungu in the Northeast region. And then we have ACFO2 Robert Atta Kumi Ahafo, Regional Fire Commander. You are warmly welcome to the third Fire Conference. Without much ado, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our followers on watching us live across our social media platform at GNFS Official. Very soon, I understand that there is a QR code that will be passed around just to take your views on the event. So please, as you see them, you scan and then you give us your reviews. Permit me at this juncture to introduce and invite our chairman and then co-chair to give their response. We are honored to have Zhu Lingguan and then Madame Swelina Juan I beg you, if I have not mentioned the name properly, they are the group chairpersons and founder of Centio Group, Centio Oil Refinery Limited, Centio Steel, Centio Tiles, and Centio Recycle Resources. They are highly resourceful. They are focused on innovation and growth in building a company that sets new standards in service quality. Shall we welcome the chair and the co-chair to give us their response before our distinguished special guest comes to give us the keynote address. So chair and co-chair, kindly come and give us your response. Thank you so much. Shall we give it up for them, please? So please, let's bear with them.
Good morning. I'm sorry I don't speak too much English. Today is a special day for Ghana Fire Service. Congratulations for my sister, Madam. I think in fire service is for our country, Ghana, is a very important. For protect our Chinese, Chinese, for safety job. Central Group also have two fire trucks. Not only Central Fire Trucks, not only protect our Central Groups. Fire trust is protected for every community. This is a serious job. I hope my dad leading the fire service, all our fire officer people doing good job for Ghana. Thank you.
Oh, I believe you understood everything that he said. Yes, so shall we give it up for him? That is our chairperson or chairman in the person of Zhu Ningguan and then Madame Swelina Zhuan. They are in charge of Centio Group into oil refinery and other productions. I believe they are in Ghana to stay. And as a service, we are also committed to ensuring that their investment will be safeguarded against fire and any other life-threatening incidents. We are honored to have Mr. Louis Ankoma Otu, Chief Executive of Premium Pole, Chief Executive of Premium Pole Investments. Mr. Louis Ankoma Otu, you are highly welcomed. Thank you for joining us. At this moment, we would invite our special guest of honor to help us with a keynote address. Right after his keynote address, we will take group photographs, but we would also entreat you that you would help us review this event through the QR codes that will be shared amongst us. With a resounding clap offering, we shall now invite our special guest of honor in the person of Honorable Ebenezer Oklete Te Labi to give us the keynote address. Oh, we can do it better whilst he mounts the podium.
Thank you very much. Chairman, how are you? The chairman of the occasion, Mr. Nim Kwan, and the wife, the chief fire officer, Madam Sapon, the chairman of the Fire Service Council, the Director General, NACOC, directors and regional commanders of Ghana National Fire Service, esteemed stakeholders, officers and men of the Ghana National Fire Service, distinguished invited guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once more. It is with great honor and deep sense of responsibility that I join you here today for the opening of the 2025 Fire Conference of the Ghana National Fire Service. This is a gathering that goes beyond ceremony. It is a meeting of minds and the uniting of hearts around one most pressing concerns of our time, which is the safety of our people and the protection of our communities from the destruction tendencies of fire and other emergencies. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme, Resourcing Ghana National Fire Service for Effective Service Delivery, the role of stakeholders, is both timely and profound. It reminds us that fire safety is not a matter for the fire service alone. It is a national imperative that requires collective effort, shared responsibility, and sustained commitment. Let me pause to commend the men and women of the Ghana National Fire Service. Yours is a calling that demands bravery. While many of you run towards it. While many of us see flames as fear, you see them as a challenge to be confronted and overcome. Every time you respond to a distress call, you put not only your skills, but your very lives on the line. We remember countless nights you have stayed from your families, the long hours in scorching heat, the emotional burden of rescuing lives, and at times the pain of losing colleagues in a line of duty. Shall we clap for them? You embody courage, professionalism, and resilience. On behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and indeed the people of this country, I say a heartfelt thank you to you all. Fire officer, the importance of your work cannot be overstated. Fire destroys life, properties, investment, and critical infrastructure. They rob families of homes, children of schools, and communities of their sense of security. Beyond the immediate devastation, fire outbreaks erode investor confidence and set back national development. A single fire in a major market can wipe out years of hard work for hundreds of traders. A fire in an industrial plant can cripple supply chains and put hundreds out of work. In this way, fire safety is inseparable from our broader economic growth, national development goals. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, The truth, however, is that while Ghana National Fire Service bears the statutory responsibility for fire prevention and management, its effectiveness depends on the strength. The Ghana National Fire Service is not only about fire tenders, rescue equipment, protective gears, though these remain vital. It is about building a system in which every stakeholder plays their part. Government must provide adequate budgetary support and sound policy direction. The legal framework is robust and responsive to emerging risk. The private sector must embrace fire safety as part of its business model, investing in fireproof infrastructure, early detection systems, emergency preparedness. Civil society and NGOs must cultivate a culture of fire prevention in homes, workplaces, schools, and places of worship. This is the collective ecosystem we must build. This is why today's conference is so important, because it brings together not only officers of the Ghana National Fire Service, but also stakeholders of the solution. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana National Fire Service has made progress, but the challenges are real. We all know the stories. A fire tender struggling through heavy traffic, only to arrive late. Hydrants do not work. Communities that ignore fire safety advice until it is too late. But here is the good news. None of these challenges are beyond us. Together, we can fix them. Government is doing its part. As we speak, plans are afoot to restore the Ghana National Fire Service through the dedicated Security Services Fund. This fund has been set up. It's a central part of that vision. With this, we will ensure a more predictable and sustainable flow of resources so that the service do not have to wait for emergency allocations before. This is a clear signal of the government commitment. Our firefighters will not be left behind. But the truth is, no government budget will ever be enough if we treat fire safety as the business of one institution alone. This is the reality. This is where our stakeholders come in. Corporate Ghana, can you make a difference by supporting fire stations with equipment, ensuring your own facilities meet the highest fire safety standards, and including Ghana National Fire Service in your local assemblies? Can you make sure that building permits are not approved without fire safety compliance? Ensure available and functional in every neighborhood. Our schools and universities can train young people not only in academics, but in life-saving fire prevention habits. Our media friends can carry this message to every home, every market, every lorry station. Our civil society and faith-based communities to see fire prevention as part of good citizenship. Let us not forget the ordinary Ghanaian. Every citizen has a role to play. Switch off the gas cylinder when not in use. Do not overload your sockets. It starts at home. My brothers and sisters, I have always believed that safety is the foundation of development. No investor will put their money where a single fire can wipe away a factory overnight. No parent will send their child to school if they fear that the classrooms are unsafe. Livelihood could go up in flames. Fire safety is therefore not a side issue. It is central to our economic growth, our social well-being, and our vision of secure, prosperous Ghana. Imagine Ghana where every market has working hydrants. To fire, where every new housing project is designed with safety in mind, and where our fire service is the most modern and trusted on the continent. This is not just a dream. It is one that is achievable. But only if we decide together we can make it happen. I urge all of you gathered here, including officers of the Ghana National Fire Service, our stakeholders, our development partners, and our citizens to treat this conference as more than an annual ritual. Let your presentations and discussions be bold, practical, with fine speeches, but with commitment that can be measured, action that can be implemented, and results can be felt. To our gallant officers, I say continue to wear your uniform with pride. Continue to uphold integrity. Continue to uphold integrity and discipline in every community you serve. You are more than firefighters. You are ambassadors of hope, protectors of dreams, guardians of lives. To our stakeholders, I say do not wait until fire strikes your business, your market, or your home before you act. In fire safety is now. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I want to express my gratitude to the Ghana National Fire Service for your sacrifices, gratitude to our stakeholders for standing with us, gratitude to Ghanaian people for believing that together. Let us remember always that fire does not wait for tomorrow, neither must we wait. I, on this note, will want to wish you a very fruitful deliberation. And then I thank you very much for your attention. And may the good Lord bless our homeland, Ghana. The one who recited the poem, is that Yetima Panti, Yenis Kantina Yetima Pa? Is that what he said? About that thing has been haunting me. Anytime you mention Tim Papa, you're in trouble. Thank you very much. I did not declare.
Fire will burn you, and you want to know what could really make this fire. Let's go. Fire will burn you. When you were a baby, your mama taught you not to play with fire. Fire will burn you.
Oh, I believe we can do it better for our special guest of honor, before he takes leave of us, we shall take a group photograph. Members of the high table will join us. Whilst we prepare to take the group photograph, the regimental band would give us a soothing sound. So, distinguished special guest of honor and the members of the high table would please join us so that we take a group photograph. Gentle. So we would plead with Nananom, the chief fire officer, and the members of the high table to take one photograph, after which they will be joined by the directors. So the directors will join them. Directors and the speakers will join them. Quickly, please. Directors, we ask that you come and join. After the directors, our speakers will also join before finally the RFOs would also come. Thank you, our directors. So our speakers will now join them. Please, regional commanders, kindly get ready. Thank you, our distinguished speakers. Now is the turn of the regional commanders. So please, just after the photo section, we will break for the coffee break. Members of the high table and our directors will use the holding room area, whilst the rest of us would also use the main entrance to have our coffee break. So just after the coffee break, the presentations would continue. The discussions would continue. We don't want to miss any of them. We are grateful to you, members of our high table. So we are now moving on to the coffee break section.
The middle name is Asa.
So members of the high table, will be led by ACFO 2, Tina Osaba George. So Chief Fire Officer and the members of the high table will use the holding room area for their coffee break. Thank you so much. So just as I mentioned, shall we take our seats? Members of the high table,